Hi guys, thanks a lot for visiting our virtual developer day. My name is Alexey. I'm a senior product manager at Sitecore, and today I will be talking about new editing experience in Sitecore and what it means for developers. However, before we start, please make a pause and read the following disclaimer. It's rather very important. So before we start getting into new development experience and what it means for developers, first let's understand what is Horizon that we are about to release with the 9.3. So what is Horizon? It's a new generation product for web content management. See it as an experience editor on steroids. The steroids comes from a new interface, new architecture, and blending content for analytics in the coherent flow. You will see in a moment not just one of new product, and it's not redesigning an old product, but this is part of the new ecosystem for new generation application. The design of it is built to reduce the time to value and help marketers and authors to build the experience for the end users as quickly as possible and push it to the production. Out of the box, we want Horizon features be easily understood by the users. We want Horizon product to be easily adopted both by users and developers. It needs to contextual focus on what the user needs right now to get the job done, but always connected to their new move. We want the software to be alive, not static. It has to be a pulse. It has to communicate with the user, guiding and helping them. And everything needs to be connected in one ecosystem. So Horizon is not only one of the things we are working on. Horizon, as I already said, not the only one user experience thing we are doing. There are 4 strategic that will define the next generation product experience in Sitecore. So the initiatives are the Horizon itself. This is the next generation product of web content management I was talking about. The next thing is the Launchpad. It's a completely renew it, redesign it the way that you start your day, your working day, in contextual personalized hub that you will be quickly able to jump into what you were working on before. Zenith is, the Horizon is how the page look. Zenith, it takes care of how you store, manage, and distribute content where it heads in a headless mode. When you don't necessarily have presentation, or what you see is what you get editor, it's going to work more with content items rather than the pages. Finally, we are working on absolutely new auto-personalized insights. This is IE-based personalization, which enables marketers find the best way to engage with the users. I have to mention, not everything on this or of what you will see in a couple of moments are around the corner, but it will give you a good idea of where we are in heading. So back to Horizon. In 9.3, we try to focus and deliver the most valuable product. Main objective is that content authors can edit template pages that do not require complex design or configuration. At the same time, they will start building and drag and drop the functionality. But Horizon more just a page editor. Apart from being editing functionality, we're also previewing the page and have contextual insights. So let's have a quick demo of what we are going to release in a couple of weeks. I have a very simple website which is demonstrating a regular auto dealer with a regular car dealership and day-to-day business of adding new pages and promoting them on the main web page. As a marketer, I have a goal here to enable the selling of a new car, and I'm about to create the page for it and start promoting in a quick way on the main site. So the first thing I need to do is to create the page for the car. Let's go to the vehicles and try to add the hybrid car. I click create a page, and from the predefined insert options, I click on the vehicle. I name it, let it be the Porsche. And, and here I can see that I have quickly created a page for this type of car. So I need to select the image for this car. And I quickly switch to my media library to select an appropriate image for this page. I also need to put some promotion. Just buy. And something really, really promoting for a buy. Best choice ever. When the page is created, also notice that I'm not saving anything, because right now the autosave functionality is working perfectly in Horizon. So the page is now created, and I want to promote it on my main page. I switch back to the car home, where I have my crumble with the cars. So what I do here, I want to add something to the page. So I go and add to the page. I have a component, and I quickly drag and drop it here. I have it empty right now, but I need to select a source for my page. So I go and quickly pick up the car we just created. So here it is. My car is added to the main page, and I also wanted to input some promotion details. So it's done. The autosave works perfectly, and I want to publish the page right now. So I quickly publish the page. So now the page is publishing, and I have appropriate notification. So this is one of the main functionalities. This is one of the main use cases we are releasing with 9.3. Now, let's go ahead and talk more about the developer experience. So from the day we announced the Horizon, the main thing we were asked the mostly is how we actually going to extend the Horizon. So with the day one, the most asked question for the Horizon is to how to extend it. And it's known that Sitecore is itself as a product is one of the most extensible products on the market. You pretty much can do everything, and this is why developers love this product. To move forward, we have to develop a concept which allows developers to engage with the Horizon as a product. Before we jump in, we need to look into the fewer concepts that we were working on in the Horizon environment, so the extensibility is possible. Let's have a quick look on our demo site. So what you see on the screen is just a screenshot of the page. However, let's take a look on how this page actually composes. The page consists of several regions. The regions have certain unique names. The extensions, which will add additional functionality to the page, can be put into this region and also can provide a specific additional logic. It's important to note that in order to Horizon to understand how to build the page composer should be used. The page composer monitors the certain definition files that I will show in a moment for the information about the extensions and the regions. When all the information is gathered, the layout of applications can be built and shown. So what is the extension? Extension is the main unit of the extending the application that provides UI and the business logic for a specific area called region. The contract of extending is generic and simple, so you don't need to produce different solutions for each place you want to extend. Each extension full control over a specific place in DOM container, making it independent from the parent application. It enables usage of almost any client-side JavaScript frameworks. For extensions, forever use several side technologies for rendering an extension, like beloved ASP.NET. Just extending UI with the affecting Horizon behavior will be meaningless. So the page composer provides a global message mechanism for extensions, which allows all the extensions to communicate with each other. Extension control what API to expand and other parts of the application. Extensions are able to share API contracts with each other that enables IntelliSense for both API consumers and providers. Immutable messages to make sure multiple extensions don't have an unwanted side effect on each other. So let's dive into the practical part of it. So I have created a couple of extensions to showcase what we just learned. In my Visual Studio, I have two extensions that are then put it into the Horizon environment to extend and add additional functionality. The first extension is allowed me to exchange the places for a picture and a text in a certain rendering. So it's a pretty simple demonstration on how the extension works. Let's start with the definition. So I have the definition file in XML format, basically describes the extension and describes where it needs to be put and how it needs to be rendered. So I have a XML tree which describes all this information. I have a unique name for the extension. I have a region where it should be placed on. I have the method that it needs to be executed upon interacting with this extension. And I have the path to the code where the extension is described. And I have some other information like CSM script format. So let's take a quick look on the actual code. So we move to the main.js. And here I have my extension. Describe it as a JavaScript file. Other extension is a bit more complicated and it allows more engagement with the main page. So this extension is actually translates what has been provided in the control. So if it's a text, it allows me to translate it to the chosen language. So upon compile, I have a Sitecore host plugin because Horizon is based on Sitecore host, and we basically inherit the architecture we are working in. So we literally just create two more plugins, which then are placed into the Horizon folder. So let's take a look on this one. So as you can see on the screen, I have a production, and I have two my extensions already compiled. I have two DLLs. I have a folder that has the extensions. Now let's back to our demo site. So here on the page, I have several things I would like to change. So upon clicking on the rendering with the text and the image, I have now ability to change them. Let's say I'm working in other jurisdiction and I need to change it for some reason. So I can easily click engage with my extensions and I have picture and the text being shifted. So it's automatically save it, and if I need, I can undo this easily. Now let's imagine that I need to translate the page to another language. So right now, probably you can see, but I'm working in the context of English version of the page. So since I'm using one of the release candidates for Horizon, I don't have a language switcher button, but we can easily use the URL to change it to French. I have set up, for this website, I have set up the language fallback. So I have some language fallback set up, and I can see that one of the fields are getting the fallback from the English. So the next thing I want to change is to change this language to French. So I select the rendering, and I have the extension that provides me this possibility. So I choose the English as a source and the French as a target version for the translation. So the translation is here implemented using the Azure Translation Service, and it's pretty easy to implement and use. I click translate, and my text is quickly translated and automatically save it. So now I will be able to publish this page if I want to. This is two quick examples of how you can extend the Horizon. The extensibility will come in next releases, and it's important to note that it's subject of change because we are still working on different aspects and how things need to be laid out and architectured. So Horizon provides the best options for developers. That's it from my side. Thank you very much for attending this session.